Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of September 28th. So this week we are entering into a new month, and as you know, I always say this, new month brings a new vibration. But let's talk about this, right? September is a number 9 month. 9 is in numerology is associated with endings. Number 10, which is October, is associated with new beginnings. Number 1 being the number of, the start, the fresh beginning. So let's reflect on that for a moment. September also brought a blood moon eclipse. We've moved through that Virgo solar eclipse now too. So we had 2 eclipses in September. The blood moon eclipse really was the standout eclipse of September. And blood moon eclipses tend to bring endings. So what has ended in your life? And don't just think about events. I want you to go a little deeper too, thinking about what thought processes, what habits, emotions, patterns that you've been working with. How have endings been part of those facets in your life as well? The blood moon eclipse was also very revealing. So what new information has come up and how may we be processing it where we are right now? And that's kind of what October is about. I was looking at the energies around October, the astrological alignments, and it really seems like it's helping us deal with the aftermath of the eclipses, kind of wherever we've landed, whatever the eclipses have brought up, whether we've experienced great endings and loss or, more subtle ones, whether we're able to now step into new beginnings or we're still kind of dealing with the emotions and the heaviness of what's come up. And I think October is really going to nurture where we are at with all of that. Also in October, one thing that I kept seeing the planets wanting us to do was this peak of fiery energy. And that's what we're going to be feeling this week. We have Mars in Scorpio. We have Mercury moving into Scorpio this week. We also have coming up on the horizon, it doesn't happen until the following week on October 7th, we have the Aries full moon. So we are getting all of this fiery energy coming in. Mars being a fiery planet, being in Scorpio. Scorpio is a water sign, but Mars, the fiery planet, loves to be in Scorpio. It can really sort of express its fullest energy, and Mars is the planet of action, motivation, getting things done. Mercury's joining in there too, helping us with that energy as well. And then when we get to that full moon, that Aries full moon, Aries is a fire sign, we have Eris involved as well. And she is known as the sister of Mars. And all through the month, I saw this pattern of Mars being activated, Eris being activated, this fiery energy kind of coming through. And so I really feel like October, and especially we're going to start feeling it this week, will just be a month to get things done. I feel time starts speeding up at this point in the year. So maybe we're just really feeling that universal support to cross those things off our to-do list, to get stuff organized. We're really being supported in that way all through the month of October, and we really start feeling it this week with that Mars Scorpio energy, Mercury moving into Scorpio, adding some, help and support with that Mars energy. And then as we get closer to that full moon on the 7th. So that's our energy for the week ahead. We're kind of digesting everything that we've been through the month of September, and we're moving into this more action, fast-paced October. But I want you to know, even though we're getting this support from the universe to get things done, to move, to keep moving, we are now in Libra season, and Libra is all about finding balance. So coming back to that idea all through Libra season is really going to help us. How can I bring myself back into a state of balance? We've been through a lot of cosmic storm, a lot of cosmic weather. Now, how can we get back into a place of balance? So coming back to that question throughout Libra season will really be helping us. Okay, I'm going to pull a card from my deck, the Cosmic Astrology Oracle. This is just going to be our guiding card for the week. I'm just shuffling. You can also get your hands on this deck. I sell them on Etsy. If you're interested, check out a link in the description box of this video. All right, this is the card that wants to come up. Saturn, Lord of Karma, and our master teacher. That's what it says on the card there, our master teacher. Saturn is a hard, harsh energy, but it's only harsh because it knows we can, kind of like a strict teacher pushing us to be the best that we can. I'm going to read from the booklet, so just taking a pause, soaking up what messages resonate, leaving what does not. Okay. Find the page. Okay. Saturn is known as the Lord of Karma and our master teacher. Saturn brings us the hard lessons, but when we do the work, when we take on the challenges, we can rise up to a new level of mastery. You have drawn this card to you as perhaps you are going through a challenging time. Perhaps life situations keep bringing you down, or maybe you are feeling stuck, held back, or restrained in some way. As the Lord of Karma, Saturn wants us to take responsibility for our actions. It holds us back so we can realize what we truly want and what we are willing to give our time and energy to. Saturn does bring hard lessons, but as we move through those lessons, we have much to gain and many rewards to find. When it comes to working with the energies of Saturn, focusing on taking responsibility for your life and your past actions, if you want to change, you have to be the one to take the first step. Saturn favors cleaning up our messes. We talked about where we stand from the eclipses. This is our month or our week to start cleaning up the messes, taking ownership of our lives, and making those hard but necessary choices. When Saturn is involved, our steps need to be small and methodical, and we must make sure we're following the rules. But Saturn does promise a higher level of mastery that will follow. Whenever Saturn is strong in anyone's chart, or even strong in the sky, it can come along with this feeling of restriction, right? If you think of the rings of Saturn, it kind of, has earned its reputation for being the planet of boundaries, restrictions, holding us back, keeping us locked down in some way. But that's only because there's something we need to learn where we stand. There's something we need to take in, and that's why we're stuck. Well, I shouldn't even say stuck, but that's why we are where we are. And then there gets to this point when we've moved through the lessons, when we've moved through it, that we're able to break free. And it's interesting that this card came up because when I was looking at that full moon coming up on October 7th, like I mentioned to you, Eris was active. Mars is active in October. We've got this fiery Aries full moon. The ruler of this full moon is Mars. And I just couldn't help feeling that there was something we are breaking free from. Shackles are being broken. We're being asked to push through the boundaries. Saturn is very much about following the rules, but there was almost this feeling of needing to break the rules. And maybe it's not, I don't want anyone to go out there and, commit a crime or anything. That's not what I'm saying. More about maybe the self-imposed rules. Like maybe you can say no. Maybe you've always been the person to do this, but now it's time to say, no, you know what, I'm not doing it. So that I think is very interesting that this card has come up. Maybe we're in the work still, but as we move through October, we're getting opportunities to break free. That's what I take from this card. Maybe you have something else landed for you. But I think we're working with this hard challenges, the eclipses, and we're going to find that liberation on the other side. All right. I hope you found that helpful. Don't forget your moon calendars for 2026 are now available. They are also on Etsy. The link is in the description box. You get dates for the full moons, new moons, eclipses, the zodiac seasons. Each month comes with cosmically inspired artwork and affirmation for the month, and then all the details, everything you need to know, the location of the planets. I even included, I think you should be able to see there in May, some of the gateways. So the Aldebaran gateway, for example, a powerful portal day. I've even included that on the calendar because I think they're all days that are good to know about. So if you would like to get your hands on this, I have a limited supply. Check out the Etsy link below. Okay, I hope you all have a great week. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.